are now live on Facebook. You can share the program. Yes, owo esisi ason o share program yi na o save obi so live. Canada Japan o say ukwa jima yesi ema ho eye kama ema oho to. Wan kwa gym so a yesi you are putting on weight. Na pa kwesi ekọ jima akofa asem abeyo. Enti say e de kra na yenye. Enti hwe umpomu yie. Eye important say umpomu ubehwe mu yie. Because going to gym alone may not be enough. Educate the brain and also, do something about your health. And to gym kakra, education kakra. Apply the education. Me free sending no aya eboa. And obia o share na so bia wotie ye biara. Owo aya na esisi ason. Our video na to after we no so feri no bi no fa na video na to Fire Live Radio. Because ahana ye de ensempa na ebremu. Owo ekitade a enkwantimi nyi. Akopon ewo kwan ofa so efre obia. Enti no ye ti asisi so de yempomu as you taking it serious. Yempomu as you taking it serious. Said ya yebitimi amaye nkwana no emu ayede awa amaye. Mr. Pharmacy ewa fidie mu hana mo ene Saturday. Yeba beka impondin mu nsem. Fre wunua bi na ono so mfre nua bi na onfa afidie ne into Fire Live Radio ahoma ne so. Ahana enkwa wo. Ahana ayaresa wo. Haso so na udu afidie ne to a ema asumdue eba. Obi say Saturdays man fa fidie na nto ha ayana I feel say my day is not the same. Nyame adom ene asai ababiem. Ye de ensempa ana ebremu. Ewom say former vice president a free mumum. And so no the show must go on. Ye nyina ye wo ayie mu. Ye nyina ye wo arewo mu. Nyame na edema. Nyame na eje. Die owuo ensa so mu no enkwa intimi enye. Ene yeba beka legal health matters ho asem. Ceremony situano every week we take a topic and treat it with the hope and belief. Say yebesua bibi free ye health nsemu. Said ye ya owuo ene yare eso beti. Eno na eye botaya esisa program yi eni so. Enti se wutie sisi a frewunua bi na ono so emfre ni nua bi na ono so emfre ni nua bi na afei yentimi nya de yi na yentimi emwa ye ho. DJ Amofa France now yeda wase so do afidie na toa obi biara o tie bia no on share program no because our program we eno na ede enkwa be fie sa program we ene na ede empom den ebe fie sa program we ana ede ahoto ebe fie enti mon share program no until say ewiase afa na nyina benya program bi na ene topic eba beka ho asem eye topic a very important, especially within our community. Some cases within our community, especially Ghanaian community, African community, the black community. I was say in your name, dear, efasa topic you said ye faces our problems here. You be whom quiet befaso said ye bring a better understanding about this program and also about this topic. Na ebe boy e kwan piso. Mr. Pharmacy Alande entino you be invite Mr. Pharmacy. Na we introduce him na afi no ye di dwumadie no ahyehye so. Mr. Pharmacy, welcome to Fire Live Radio once again.
Thank you, TJD. Thank you very much. I don't know. Can listeners hear me at all?
Yes, they can hear you. Yes, I know. Okay. Yeah. They can hear you, and I believe that you can hear yourself now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's good. I mean, first of all, I want to say a very big thank you to our dear listeners of Fire Live Radio. It's been amazing that you listen to us. We get the opportunity to come to the studios of Fire Live Radio every Saturday to speak about health issues, and to me, regardless of what you have in life, health matters. Health is very, very important. Before I even go on, I want to say a big thank you to our dear sister Joyce Body, whose mom's funeral was yesterday. I mean, we went and we did whatever we needed to do. They opened up the coffin, the body was viewed, and the funeral is today between the hours of 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock at St. Fidel School. Is in Upper Norwood, somewhere in Upper Norwood. So that is where the funeral will be held today. Yesterday was in Pentecostal Methodist Church in South Norwood. That's where we did yesterday's viewing. And today's funeral will be in Vigo Fidelis Convent Senior School, and it's in 147 Central Hill, Upper Norwood. 147 Central Hill, Upper Norwood, SC19 1RS. This woman is the woman that we did a program and dedicated a program to some weeks ago, if you can really remember. May her soul rest in perfect peace. And I believe we did whatever we could do as Fire Live Radio. And yesterday I represented the family and Fire Live Radio family, and we did whatever we needed to do. And I believe the family will also appreciate the little that we have done for them. And God bless you for everyone that attended yesterday's funeral. It was great. And today, as I've already said, 147 Central Hill, people can go there and give them their final funeral right. Thank you. DJ D, today's topic is specially dedicated to my own son, Jacob Koranche. This sickle cell disease is dedicated to you. We are going to talk about sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease is black people illness. Black people, we suffer a lot from sickle cell disease, and it will be a great opportunity for us to speak about this again, so that people can learn and know. And also, maybe I may have to announce this to you, that we may have to do some changes. Rather than the health program being held on Saturday mornings, due to some slight circumstances within a short period of time, I may have to change the date. So that maybe we will put it maybe around in the evening, or whatever day that we might choose, so the American people can also get up and watch us. Because of work schedule, I may not be able to do the health program live on Saturdays anymore, because of a special work reason. But I know it's gonna be temporary, it's not gonna be permanent. So that is the announcement for today. But today we are going to discuss about sickle cell, and that is what DJ D we want to speak about today.
Thank you very much. Today we're going to be talking about sickle cell. Sickle cell, the show is specially dedicated to Jacob. I think anyone who listens to today's program, it will be beneficial to the person. Also, as Mr. Famesi said, today is the funeral for our dear sister's mother, which will be taking place at Virgo Fidelis Convent Senior School, which is at 147 Central Hill, Upper Norwood, London, SE19 1RS, Romeo Sugar. Upper Norwood is not that far at all, South London or Southeast London. So today, the funeral program is starting from 6 to 11, and you can join us there. So by all means, you are welcome. And I believe that during the course of the program, we will probably look for some phone numbers and put it up. So just in case you need to contact our sister Joyce, then of course you will then have direct access to contact her. We thank you for listening. Today we are going to be talking about sickle cell. Sickle cell is also one of the, I think, areas that affect a lot of our people, especially people with Black and Caribbean background. It's very, very important that we listen to today's program and also take it very, very serious, because sickle cell is something that affects a lot of our people. So when we talk about sickle cell, someone may ask, what is it? Some people have experiences. Some people are experiencing it. Some people may perhaps, be going through without even knowing that they have a sickle cell, or the condition that they have is sickle cell. So, Mr. Pharmacy, when someone says sickle cell, what do we mean by sickle cell?
Thank you very much, DJ D, for your question. Of course, everything you want to speak about, you need to know what exactly it is before you can talk about. But when we say sickle cell, the sickle cell disease is a name for a group of inherited conditions that affect the red blood cells. That affect the red blood cells. I think I've spoken about the general functions of the blood and the compositions of the blood, the white blood cell, the red blood cell, the hemoglobin, everything. But this one specifically, the sickle cell affect the red blood cells. And the most serious type of the sickle cell is what we call the sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia, and that is the most serious type of the sickle cell disease. Sickle cell anemia. So that is the thing, DJ D. But also the sickle cell disease, like I said earlier on, is a group of inherited condition that affect the red blood cell. Full stop. That's it.
So sickle cell anemia is not the same as sickle cell.
Sickle cell anemia is a type of sickle cell disease.
Right.
So when you say sickle cell disease, there are different types of sickle cell disease. But the sickle cell anemia is a type of sickle cell disease.
It's one of them.
Is one of them.
I see. Where we come from, I remember that there was a program on Ghana television about 30 years ago where someone was making a joke about sickle cell, and the impression that created was as if sickle cell is the same as sickle cell anemia. That is the reason why I asked that question. Okay. So it's good that we know the difference, and we know that basically sickle cell is the big umbrella, and the anemia is just a component of the sickle cell. Absolutely. So thank you very much for that clarification. So at least now we know that sickle cell anemia is basically part of sickle cell. It's one of the conditions of sickle cell. So thank you very much for the explanation.
But let me get it right. When you say anemia, you can be anemia but not a sickle cell.
So what is anemia in short?
Shortage of blood, shortage of the component of the what makes iron.
So lack of iron,
or lack of folic acid, or when you say anemia, you are
shortage of
something. So that anemia itself has got different types.
Right. Anemia has also got different types. Yeah. Okay, thank you for joining us, Nana Oforiwa Mixon. You're watching with us. Thank you for joining us. I believe that you also share the program for people to also tune into FireLive Radio. Today's topic is sickle cell. What is sickle cell? Mr. Pharmacy has just defined what sickle cell is. Now we know that anemia is part of sickle cell. So sickle cell and anemia are not the same. Sickle cell is the big one, and the anemia is only just a part of the sickle cell condition. So thank you very much for the explanation and also for the clarification. This is a program that everyone must watch because it is our problem. Sickle cell, it is our problem. So tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your friends to tune into Fire Live Radio because this is where they're going to get the ammunition to be able to protect themselves and also to understand the issue about sickle cell, and sickle cell. The big question, because hardly have I seen Europeans or white people suffering from sickle cell. In fact, in all my life, I only know one white person that suffers from sickle cell.
Really?
Which was very, very odd. Because even that, I was a bit surprised because I had to keep asking. Because all the time, she's ill. All the time, she's ill. I said, this is a bit odd. Why is she always ill? And she said, oh, David, because I'm a sickle cell sufferer. And I said, how can that be possible? You are white? And I understand that white people don't get sickle cell. So how come? And then she started giving me a lot of information about how, white people too can also suffer from sickle cell. Only that it's not that common among white people. Certain groups are more, if you like, more at risk. Now the question is, who can suffer from sickle cell disease?
I mean, sickle cell disease mainly affect people of African, Caribbean, the Middle Eastern people, or maybe the Eastern Mediterranean, and people of Asian origin or Asian group. So these are the people that sickle cell, the group of people that sickle cell disease is very, very common. Like I rightly said, it's not common on white people, but it's very, very common, and it mainly affects the Africans, the Caribbeans, the Middle Eastern people, the Eastern Mediterranean people, and even the Asian people with Asian background or the Asian origin. These are the type of the people that sickle cell disease really affect. In United Kingdom here that we live, in UK here, it is particularly common in people with an African or Caribbean family backgrounds. In the UK that we live, it's very, very common with people who are from African or Caribbean backgrounds. And people with sickle cell disease, what happens is they produce unusually shaped red blood cells. And these red blood cells can cause problems because they don't live as long as healthy blood cells. And they can become stuck in our blood vessels. So the sickle cell disease is a very serious and a lifelong condition. Although long-term treatment can help manage many of the problems associated with it. So in short, those people in the Afro-Caribbean community, the Eastern people, as I mentioned, and mainly the Africans and the Afro-Caribbean community and the people with Asian origin, they really suffer from sickle cell disease. And you are rightly said, it's not very common among the white people, but mainly the Africans and the Afro-Caribbean community.
Sickle cell is not very common among white people. That does not mean that if you are white, you cannot get sickle cell. But in fact, it's more prominent in the African and the Caribbean community. One may ask, you did mention that, because black people in general do tend to have unusual white blood cell shape.
Red blood cells.
Red blood cell.
Shaped, yeah.
Red blood cell shape. So in effect, would you then say that causes sickle cell? Right. Okay, thank you very much. When it come to sickle cell, I mean, is there any particular group that are in danger, or it doesn't matter as long as you are black, as you are Black, African, Caribbean, you stand the same risk?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's got nothing to do with age. It's got nothing to do with maybe tribe.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with nationality. It's got nothing to do with religion.
No.
As long as you are African, and when we say African here, we mean black people.
As long as you've got sickle cell. As long as you've got sickle cell. Not necessarily you are black. You can't be from the Eastern, or even you can be an Asian. But as far as you've got sickle cell, it's still the same. You've got sickle cell. And the effect will be the same.
Effect will be the same. Okay. Now we know what sickle cell is. Now we know the group who are at most risk of getting sickle cell. One may be wondering, for example, the symptoms of a sickle cell. How do I know that someone may have a sickle cell? Because it's all easy, you know, for us to know that there is something called sickle cell. But unfortunately, some of us, our educational level and our way of thinking may not be the same as someone perhaps who is perhaps educated and more knowledgeable about this condition. On a layman's term, can you tell us the basic symptoms that one should be aware of if someone is suffering from sickle cell? Let me take this opportunity to welcome the man of his own ideas. He's just joined us. Mr. William Asari. He's also joined us. And Akuya Owusua. They've also joined us. When you join us, please also share the program with your loved ones for them to also tune in. Mr. Eric Marfo is also just tuning in. So all the Marfo people are just tuning in. It's unbelievable. I've got about 5 Marfos tuning in straight away. So thank you very much for tuning in. Once you come on air, or once you check us out, also try and share the program to all your loved ones. To share is to care. Spread the knowledge so that we can empower ourselves. Thank you very much, Mr. Pharmacy. The symptoms of sickle cell.
I mean, when you talk about sickle cell, the main symptoms of the sickle cell disease is what people go through, which is the painful episodes called sickle cell crisis, which can be very, very severe, and it can even last up to 1 week. There is also an increased risk of serious infections. And of course, there is an anemia. As we said, the anemia is where the red blood cells, they can't carry enough oxygen around the body, which can cause tiredness and shortness of breath. Because as the blood is circulating through the body, it picks up oxygen from the lungs, as I explained to you some time back. It picks up oxygen, the oxygen that we breathe in, it picks up the oxygen, and the oxygen then circulates to different parts of the organ and release as the organs need those oxygen for their daily activity. So some people also experience other problems, such as maybe a delayed in growth, strokes, and maybe lung problems as well. So in short, sickle cell disease can cause a wide range of symptoms, and this can start from maybe a few months of age, although many children have few or no symptoms if treatment is started at a very, very earlier on. The episode of pain that we call it the sickle cell crisis are one of the most common and distressing symptoms of sickle cell disease. What they do is they occur when the blood vessels to part of the body becomes blocked. The blood vessels connecting to part of the bodies, they are blocked. And the pain can be severe and last for up to maybe 7 days. That is on average. It can last up to about 7 days. And the sickle cell crisis often affects a particular part of the body. And this particular part of the body the sickle cell crisis affect can be the hands or the feet, particularly in young children. The hands or the feet, particularly in young children. The ribs and the breastbone, your spine, your pelvis, your tummy, and possibly the legs and arms. So these are some of the symptoms that people can experience with the sickle cell disease, DJD.
Thank you very much. I think the symptoms are very, very, very clear. If you know that of someone, then of course you need to be able to work it out as to whether that person is got sickle cell or not. Someone may be watching thinking, but this country is very common that when a child is born, or even before the child is born, both parents will have sample taken and they will check against all these. So you then be able to know straight up whether the individual has got sickle cell or not. So why would then be so difficult for anyone not to know? But we also have to realize that in some parts of the world they don't have these facilities, they don't have these opportunities. And therefore a child, some children are even born at home, no medical facilities, and therefore they may not know exactly whether a child or someone has got sickle cell or not. So it's very, very important that when we are covering, we cover almost everything, because someone will be listening to us, the person did not have the same opportunities as some of us, and therefore we need to cover this as well. The question is, how often does someone with sickle cell disease get a crisis? Because you did mention about crisis.
Of course.
And in fact, just recently, one lady said something, it made me feel so sad and so sorry for her. She said that I am so tired of living because all the time I'm getting ill. I've got sickle cell. And sometimes I have to go to the hospital for my blood to be taken out, for a new one to be put in. It did shock me. I'm just thinking, wow. Because if you take the whole blood out, I don't know whether they take the whole blood out, whether they take some out, I don't know how it works. But the way she said it, in fact, it really, really pushed me. It really, really made me think. So this is something that we should not take for granted. Health matters. Sickle cell is a very dangerous disease. Those people who are closer to people with this condition, we normally hear about crisis. So how often does someone with sickle cell disease get this crisis, Mr. Pharmacy?
I mean, some people may have one every few weeks. One every few weeks. Whilst others may have less than one a year. But on average, the average is one bad episode a year. So in a year, you will have a crisis, or you will have a one bad episode. But it is not always clear what triggers the bad pain. But sometimes they can be caused by even the weather, such as maybe the wind, the rain, or cold weather. And when you are dehydrated as well, dehydration, or when you are stressed or strenuous exercise, if you become stressed, that can also cause or trigger the sickle cell crisis, and the pain will kick in. So we have to bear that one also in mind, DJD. People have to know that.
Very surprising that some may have their crisis in weeks, and sometimes some may have it once a year. So I think then it may depend. Is there an explanation for that?
I mean, we are all different individuals, considering that some people are born to die at the age of 40, some will die at the age of 50, some will die at the age of 2 years or 3 years, all depending on our genetic makeup.
Genes.
So, yes. So some people may have the same disease, some will suffer more than the others because of their makeup or because of their immunity or immune system.
Right.
But in general, is what I've given you.
Thank you very much. This has taken me to a story that is trending this week, like Canada, Japan, saying that someone is born naturally bad. See, naturally born bad. Yeah, so more. And just say genes, genetics, it plays an important role. Everything that we do. Mame asantua efia ajekum obeying. Also so odi atoa. Udi mo dukama. Ya chacha maybe I will be any anopay. Also so share program no MI no be who say yes also over time. Thank you very much. Today we are talking about sickle cell. And sickle cell is the topic today. We've covered a lot, but we will keep going. The program is live on Facebook. It's also live on YouTube. You can always go back and play back and listen well, because this is a serious condition that we all have to bear in mind. It's a common disease or common medical condition that affects a lot of black people. I mean, it's very common between Africans, Asians, African Caribbeans. So this is a topic that we must not joke with. It's a must listen to topic. You must always, if you have a smartphone, just put it on your smartphone and just share it with all your loved ones. Cynthia or say Akrofi, maybe I will be also your churchill. Also so about Belandi na say also share program le echo na ubia etimi etiebi like the Bible ne ekano. Or say quotation idiom, you sure say Ghana ni bi enu quotation or say lack of knowledge my people perish. And it's a young share some knowledge we will just perish all the time. Until let's share the program. Let's educate ourselves so that we can empower ourselves and become more powerful. Today we are talking about sickle cell. We also know that anemia is part of the sickle cell family. So when we say sickle cell, it's not the same as anemia. In fact, sickle cell is the big one, and anemia is just part of the sickle cell group. So if nothing else that we have learned today, I'm very sure that everyone will be able to make this distinction, because I believe that a lot of people, I included, I was of the opinion that sickle cell is the same as anemia, because you hear people say, oh, sickle cell anemia, sickle cell anemia. We've said it so much, it looks like they were all the same. But Mr. Pharmacy has today explained to us that, in fact, it's not the same, because sickle cell is the bigger one, anemia is part of the sickle cell. So this distinction, at least, we'll be able to put that in our heads. Thank you very much. Sickle cell and infection. Someone may ask, is sickle cell patients vulnerable to infection? If so, why?
I mean, it's true. It's true that you've asked that question, because especially most children, we give them prophylactic antibiotic in order not to get infection. But people that suffer from sickle cell, they are more prone to infection. They are more prone to infection because people with sickle cell disease are more vulnerable to infections, particularly when they are very young. And the reason because the condition can mean the body isn't very good at dealing with bacteria and viruses. And the infections that they may occur can range from mild, such as cold, to a much more serious and potentially life-threatening infection, such as maybe meningitis, which is a bacterial infection that really can occur in the brain. So vaccination and daily doses of antibiotics can help reduce the risk of many infections. Of course, when we say anemia, nearly all people with sickle cell disease, they have anemia, where the hemoglobin in the blood is very, very low. And then hemoglobin, when we say the hemoglobin, what do we mean by the hemoglobin? The hemoglobin is the substance that is found in the red blood cells that is used to transport oxygen around the body. And this doesn't usually cause many symptoms, but sometimes it can get worse if you become infected with the virus that cause slapped cheek syndrome, which is the parvovirus. And this can lead to a sudden drop in the number of red blood cells. It can lead to a sudden drop in the number of red blood cells and may cause additional symptoms such as maybe headache, a rapid heartbeat, dizziness, fainting, and it is usually treated with a blood transfusion, as DJD you said earlier on. It is usually treated with a blood transfusion. And in young children, swelling of the spleen can cause sudden anemia that require blood transfusion too. And there are other problems like people with sickle cell. They can also sometimes cause a wide range of other problems, and that can be a delay growth during childhood and delay puberty. There can be also gallstones, which is a small stones in the gallbladder, which can cause tummy or abdominal pain, and yellow skin and eyes jaundice. We call it yellow skin and eyes. That's what we call the jaundice. And there is also a bone and joint pain, and there is a priapism. When we say priapism, it's a persistent and painful erection of the penis, which can sometimes last several hours. Leg ulcers, which is painful open sores of the lower legs. Of course, strokes, as I said earlier on, or transient ischemic attacks, where the flow of blood to the brain is blocked or maybe interrupted. There's also a serious lung condition called acute chest syndrome, which can cause a fever, cough, chest pain, and breathing difficulties. So these are some of the things that can occur. And there is also a kidney or urinary problem, including blood in the urine and maybe bedwetting. These are some of the things that could really occur or happen. And pulmonary hypertension too is another thing. People with high blood pressure in the blood vessels that can carry blood from the heart to the lungs. So these are all some of the things that could potentially happen if someone is suffering from a sickle cell disease. But coming back to your question again, sickle cell patients, they are more vulnerable to infection. That is why we give them prophylactic of maybe penicillin as a prophylactic treatment, so that just in case they get infection, then prophylactically they are taking something as a backup and they will not be able to get infection. So that is what really happened, DJT.
Thank you very much. So this will help to explain, I think, the reasons why, those people who suffer from sickle cell, normally you see them not feeling well because they are at a high risk of infection. And therefore, almost every week, every 2 weeks, every month, you hear from them, I'm not well, I'm not well, I'm not well. It's sad. But if you learn to live with it the right way, I believe that you will have some life. If you are born with that condition, there is nothing that you can do about it. This will lead to, I think, the next question as to what actually causes sickle cell. Do we know the cause of this?
I mean, like I said earlier on, the sickle cell disease is caused by a faulty gene. We all have our biological makeup, and the genes that you carry, you may carry your mother genes or both parents' genes. So when the gene is faulty, then of course that child inherits from their parents, and it is not caused by anything the parents did before pregnancy or during the pregnancy, and you can't catch it from someone who has it, because some people have got a perception that, oh, this one is got a sickle cell, I don't want to get closer to the person. No. Or maybe the mother did something before or during pregnancy, and therefore the mother has made the child got a sickle cell. That is really incorrect. Please, anyone listening to me today, it's got nothing to do with what the mother did or what the mother didn't do, or maybe it can be infected to another person. No. The simple matter is sickle cell disease is caused by a faulty gene that a child inherits from their parents. Simple as that, DJD.
Sickle cell is inherited. Yes. It's not something that it's got anything to do with spirituality.
No.
It's got nothing to do with the environment that you live in. It's simply that a faulty gene that brings about a sickle cell. If there is nothing that we have learned today, we must bear in mind that sickle cell, people are born with it through what we will term as a faulty gene, where the gene, the biology of your makeup, something has gone wrong during your formation and perhaps your birth. And therefore, this is something that one have to find a way to live with, because people are born with it. It is what it is, and therefore we also have to bear in mind. We've just been joined by Nana Ya Ejubi Kete. Say, I'm late today. Never mind. It's still on Facebook. You can always go back and listen over again. Like someone will say, it's better late than never. Half loaf is better than none. So thank you for joining us. Nana Ejubi Kete, the first. Baby, I will be Yami in Shirao. So when you're adaji nowadays ofidie no ato Fire Live Radio na oba utie ensempa yede ebremo ene anope. How is sickle cell disease inherited? Can you explain that again to us?
Okay. What we mean by that is there is a gene that comes in pairs.
It comes in pairs, like two.
Yes, it comes in pairs, like
okay.
two. Yeah, and you inherit one set from your mother.
Me pacho ahayentie nie pa, because the entire me busa sa question we This week, obi e complaining about a pastor. She said, "Oh, ruffle pastor." No, I'm say yes, or ruffle pastor no. Now, or can we no? I don't say massa. So obi can be now on tiasia. I didn't know musano. Rather than say what do I can jump to conclusions. Now, me can't too much. Mr. Pharmacy, HH the movie enipa no otie ontie na onfema bapa no nsua nyansa emfrim de ntia meka se onsua nyansa emfrim ne se de no ka nyina ne ye nwura enti na meka ne saa no because aha no very 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 important and the churches are realizing say it's important that this exercise are taken before people are joined together. Yentie ni pa because yempe a situation every day not ye the blame mu obi abro bi ti be bia yemfa man kokkrafo be ye ni de mamefo no kwa na ebe yi mame abro kwa na ebe yi na otini be bi adwene ne ho no na obi di nani bre ekwa akosi ne so enti aha se cotton bat ben wa fa bi ne fa num wasum ne tie ni pa because wa na bebo wutie ni na se wote ase a sometimes ignorant comment any blames are time ye de ma obi no aya eso etimi eti Mr. Pharmacy, we are talking about inherited sickle cell disease that has been inherited. If you could take your time and break it down for us. Okay. Now, I will say it in Chi because I had a very yummy pa.
Okay, DJD, what I said was gene. When we say our genes, they come in pairs. You inherit one set from your mother and one set from your father. But to be born with sickle cell disease, a child has to inherit a copy of the 40 sickle cell gene from both of their parents. I'm speaking very, very slowly here because I want people to understand here. And DJD, as you rightly say, you also explained this in P. What I said was, to be born with the sickle cell disease, a child has to inherit a copy of the 40 sickle cell gene from both of their parents. Do I make myself clear here?
It's very, very clear. Good. Because Mr. Pharmacy, Amiatia say, sickle cell no, a 40 gene, ana edeba. Gene, I can say gene, and yet genes are show. Name your biological makeup no. Said ye de airborne, and I said they wo no. 40 to be bem. And it's a 40 a bem. Na se ofa ba ku free mame na free ba ku 40 no ofa ba ku free o papa ho a. And now, Mr. Pharmacy, I can see so. Not just say you are looking at sickle cell. No. It's young funny say, oh, my sickle cell. Oh, papa so a be a sickle cell trait. Now, what fast trait, you know, from my meal, not for few papa. And a kissy anyone, not for baby double. Not after no being a sickle cell. And no, una nebi or tinny baby general. Men fan could see so. Men fan could share obi. A ye de way. O gene and I said the way o biology esia form no eno na e ma ne ba ne saa enti e ho na pharmacy aka esi no enti otoaso a mesai atoaso.
So what I said was, so to be born with the sickle cell disease, a child has to inherit a copy of the 40 sickle cell gene from both parents. You must inherit a copy of the 40 gene from both parents. But the sickle cell, and what would truly happen is, they usually happen when both parents are carriers or 40 gene or having a sickle cell trait, as DJD you explained earlier on. For instance, if I have a 40 gene in me and my wife have a 40 gene and we have children, then the probability of maybe having a sickle cell become possibly, depending on my 40 gene and her 40 gene, become 25% if I carry and she carries. Then the probability of having a child with a sickle cell disease become 25%. Which I will go into details as we go along. So the sickle cell carriers don't have sickle cell disease themselves. So your mother can have a carrier and not necessarily they are sickle cell, or your father can also have not necessarily they are sickle cell people, or they themselves are sickle cell, but there is a chance that they could have a child with the condition if their partner is also a carrier. And if both parents are sickle cell carriers, then there is a 1 in 4, which is 25% chance that each child that they have will not inherit any fault genes and won't have a sickle cell disease, or possibly be able to pass it on. 1 in 2, which is 50% chance, each child they have will just inherit a copy of the faulty gene from one of the parents and be a carrier. And then 1 in 4, which is 25% chance, that each child that they have will inherit copies of the faulty gene from both parents and will be born with a sickle cell disease. So the Sickle Cell Society has more information about the inheritance of sickle cell disease, including what the risks are if the parents are sickle cell disease themselves. So having said this, JD, coming back to what some pastors are doing now, I believe they are doing the right thing. They want to make sure both of you will not come out and give a child, maybe a sickle cell child, and you'll be struggling every single day of your life, and the old lady sitting somewhere will be in trouble because you have provided a child who is suffering from sickle cell, and you are always in hospital because of the condition that the child may be experiencing. So that is the situation, DJD.
Thank you very much. We've just been joined by Paulina Kofi. Mr. Pharmacy, she's been looking for you for so long. Every time.
Who?
Paulina Kofi.
Oh, my word.
She's just joining us on Fire Live Radio. Okay. She's always also asking about Elder. So wherever you are, get in touch with Madam Paulina Kofi. She's waving her hand. Yes. So that is how it is. Mr. Eric Ose Ajiman, you've also joined us, and Nana, you've also joined us. Thank you for joining us. Share the program with your loved ones so that they can also benefit from today's topic. The topic is sickle cell anemia. Thank you for tuning in. Sickle cell anemia, you inherit a faulty gene from your mother, you inherit a faulty gene from your father, and therefore the probability of getting sickle cell will also increase. In terms of the permutation, Mr. Pharmacy will explain it in due course. So it's very, very important that we have some sort of understanding about this medical condition. It's very, very, very vital, because most of the time, people channel their energy on something that is not really relevant. Typical example, you have a child suffering from sickle cell. Instead of understanding the condition and looking for solution and information that can actually help your child, we look for easy way out.
Blame culture.
Blame and blame and blame. We've also been joined by Joe Sapolo. Baby, I will be also ye chiachiao. Intino sana ye ko. Mun share program ne so o de two bia na wa share na we be so ensa etimi ayede ensa I can be na or no so share, because say it's me educate here when I say we understand things better. And me say blame culture ne so better individual responsibilities and so aya eboa, because say obi suffer from sickle cell, instead say you bring more information na yetimi abua nipa no amanetimi idea dealing with the crisis, instead we are looking for who is the vulnerable person to blame. Now it's always the poor, and it's always the women, always the old women, always the grandmothers, and then the blame start going to them. With the eye home yare eye bayi ana eye win ana eye win ana eye win. we have to come to the reality. We have to, empower ourselves, because the weapon that we have is the knowledge. And once you have the knowledge, you'll be able to do the right things with sickle cell sufferers. And you then be able to help them, to be able to live a bit of a quality life. Because the sickle cell condition is not a joke. It's not a joke at all. I mean, I have seen few people in my line of work that had this medical condition. And the funny thing is, people make it look like it's simple and every sickle cell is the same. But believe me, they have different categories of sickle cell. Some are so extreme that when these people get it, they are in crisis. The pain and the trauma that they will go through is not a joke. And therefore, this condition is a condition that we need to spread this knowledge. Our better understanding will also help them to live a quality life. It may not be perfect life, because there's nothing called perfect life. Everyone has got their own problems. But at least it will help them to live a bit of, I would say, a bit comfortable life. Because having sickle cell, as far as I'm concerned, one way can be described as being in prison. Because you simply don't know when the crisis is going to hit. And when the crisis hit, it can be a very sad affair. And therefore, if you and I, acquire knowledge through this program, Health Matters, courtesy of FireLive Radio, we may be able to put measures in place whereby our loved ones, people around us, friends, families, a child that suffers from sickle cell, at least we'll be able to do something positive to make their life a bit better and life worth living. We've been joined by the boss lady. Number one, there is no one before the boss lady, and there is no one after the boss lady. There is only one boss lady. Thank you for joining us. Share the program with your loved ones, and we will continue the program. We haven't activated the telephone lines yet, and we will beg you, if you call us on Facebook, we will not be able to take the call because of the setup of our system. If you take it through Facebook, everything will crash up. So we have a dedicated telephone number that we will put forward. You can call the line when we start taking the phone calls. If you are a sickle cell sufferer, please do not be shy. Do not feel like someone is going to judge you, but because we can all learn better from people who actually have that condition. If you have someone with that condition, call in and tell us how you manage it, because your experiences is also a way that we can learn. Bismarck Akwesi Adams, also joining us. Good morning to you, and thank you for tuning in. Share the program with your loved ones so that we can share no more, because sharing is also saving life. Sharing is also educating someone, and we cannot do it all by ourselves, but we can make a progress if we all work together. So, Mr. Pharmacy, you talked about the inheritance of the sickle cell disease, where we inherit this from our parents, and it's something that you don't go out to say that I'm going to buy a sickle cell gene, something that you are born with. Can I ask again, because people are just tuning in, and I believe some people may be confused. What are we talking about? So perhaps especially, if you can tell us once again, who is most at risk of sickle cell disease?
DJD, I will repeat this again very, very. The people who are at risk. The sickle cell disease mainly affect the Africans. I repeat, the Africans, the Caribbeans, the Middle Eastern people, Middle East, the Eastern Mediterranean people, and finally the Asians family background. And in the United Kingdom that we live, it is most commonly seen in people of African and Caribbean backgrounds. I repeat, it is most commonly seen in people of African and Caribbean background. And the funny thing is, DJD, do you know it is estimated that 1 in every 10 people in this group carry sickle cell? 1 in every 10 people or in this group carry a sickle cell. And a simple blood test will show whether you are a carrier. And this is done routinely during pregnancy and after birth. But you can ask to have the test to be done for you. So you can go to your GP and say you want to be tested whether you are a sickle cell patient or you are a carrier. Then once that can be done, you will then know your partner who you want to possibly choose at the end of your life. So DJD, coming back to your questions, the Africans, the Caribbeans, and the Middle Eastern people and the Asians, we are more at risk of having sickle cell disease. So that is what I can say. I think I said it earlier on and I've repeated. These are the group of people that the sickle cell disease really affect. So we have to really listen to this program very serious.
Thank you very much. Before I go to the next question, I think it's very, very important that, something is explained here, especially what the pastors are trying to do, what the church is also trying to do to avoid the production of sickle cell babies. And some people don't seem to understand it. Maybe from practical angle, Mr. Pharmacy, you can give us a bit of an advice. But from my own point of view, this is how I see it. If someone has got 40 gene of sickle cell, and another person has got 40 gene of sickle cell, and these people claims that they are in love and that they are going to marry in my church, as a responsible pastor, what do you think the responsible pastor must do? Or perhaps 2 people are going to get married. We are in a church. Responsible pastor listening to today's program, what do you think the pastor ought to do?
Okay, one thing the pastor could do is to tell them the consequences of having a sickle cell baby. For instance, let's say DJD, you are a carrier. Let's say you have AS, you are a carrier, right? And your wife to be is AA. Then it is unlikely that the baby that you will produce will have a sickle cell disease, because having AA and your wife to be having AS, when you do the combination, you will produce a child of AS or 2AA or possibly 3AA or just 1 AS. So one of your child can be a carrier. So not necessarily they have a sickle cell. But if you are a carrier and your wife to be too is a carrier, then the chances of having a sickle cell baby is 25%. If you are sickle cell person and your partner is AA, then you can still marry, because the chances of having a sickle cell baby is practically impossible. All the children will have a career as a sickle cell career, but they will not be sickle cell children. So the children that you will produce, you need to know whether they will suffer from sickle cell or they will be careers. And what I mean by being a career is one of the things that somebody can produce a sickle cell person, a sickle cell child, is when both parents are careers, and then you have the 25% chance. But if you are a sickle cell person and maybe your wife or husband to be is also AS, then there is about 75% chance of having sickle cell child. So that is how the permutation works. And now the pastors are trying to do something on the long term, that we don't produce babies who will possibly have a sickle cell and have an impact into society, because it's a big problem happening within our community, and it's giving the pastors too much headache. So this is how the pastors can explain to you. If you are still in love, they will give you the chance. They will tell you what can happen, and the choice will be yours. Because in certain circumstances, the people are so much in love, even if the pastor then advised them not to go ahead with the marriage, they will end up leaving the church. So that is what really happened, DJD, and that's what I can say.
Thank you very much. I believe that is very clear, and I think as a responsible pastor, you need to put the health of the baby first rather than the growth of your congregation. And it's always difficult to tell the truth. It's very difficult to tell the truth, but in the long term, the truth is only one. The truth will always come out and dominate. So as a responsible pastor, I think it's important that, as part of the church activities and education, the congregation are educated about this, especially sickle cell. If I'm not afraid, I will say all the churches every year, they should do what? They should do a program about sickle cell. Invite people to come in, because there is no, it's very hard to bring a child in, to bring up a child in this country. In fact, it's more harder to bring a child up in this country who has medical conditions. And therefore, I think the pastors are playing a very important role in this. A lot of the pastors are now waking up to this reality. And if you see your pastor maybe advising you about this, do not take it personal. The pastor is bold and also has got your interest at heart. Sometimes it may not be what you want to hear, but the truth obi kan asem wase ne kre e se konkoma fo agyan e chire twa enimu twa. It's how it is. And when a pastor trying to make the effort to educate you about the risk of sickle cell and the importance of getting your blood tested before even marriage or before even getting together with someone, I think it's a good idea, because we all know that prevention is better than cure. We also know that before we make a move, we have to be aware of the consequences of our actions. So if a pastor advises you that before you make a move, you need to do blood tests and check AIDS and all types of diseases, the pastor is not telling you that you've got AIDS. But instead, the pastor is looking for preventative measures. The pastor is making sure that you are safe. Your partner is safe. Because we should not just sit there and say that have faith in me. Some people may have certain conditions that they may not even know. And there is absolutely nothing wrong in trying to get a facts before you actually commit. Those pastors who are brave enough to do this, kudos to you. Because it's the right thing to do. If you are asked to do blood tests and that sort of stuff, do not be offended. Do not think that the pastor is preventing you. But instead, I think the pastor is helping you in a long term, in a long run. So we thank you very much, Mr. Pharmacy, for that explanation. And also we thank all the pastors taking the initiative to educate our people through measures that you have introduced in the church. Doing the right thing is not easy. But I think it's got to be done that way. That is the only way that we can make a progress and reduce the risk of producing sickle cell babies. Mr. Pharmacy, once again, thank you very much for coming in. Very soon we will activate the telephone lines. People have been asking on the Facebook the lines that they should call in. As soon as it's 10:30, we will activate the telephone lines. But before then, I have two questions that I want to ask before we activate the telephone lines. How does sickle cell affect the body?
Okay, I think I mentioned this earlier on, but let me go a little bit deeper in terms of how sickle cell affect our body. I said our genes are a set of instructions that are found inside every cell in our body. Our genes are the set of instructions that are found inside every cell in our body. And what they do is they determine the characteristics such as our color of our eyes and our hair. So people with sickle cell disease, they have a problem with the gene that is involved in the development of what we call the hemoglobin. And I said the hemoglobin is the substance that is found in the red blood cells that carries oxygen around our body. Our normal red blood cells are very flexible and disc shaped. But in sickle cell disease, they can become rigid and shaped like a crescent or sickle because the hemoglobin inside them clamps together. This is what happened. They clamps together. And these unusual cells, they can cause symptoms of the sickle cell disease because they don't have a long, they do not live, they do not live as long as normal red blood cells, and they can become stuck in the blood vessels. So this sickle cell disease they don't live as long as the normal red blood cells, and they can become stuck in the blood vessels, and that is where the sickle cell disease occurred. So sickle cell disease is caused by a faulty gene that affects how the red blood cells develop. The sickle cell disease is caused by a faulty gene that affects how the red blood cells develop. So because of the faulty gene, the way the red blood cells should perform is interrupted, and therefore we started having these symptoms of this sickle cell crisis and all these symptoms of sickle cell diseases. And that is what really happened, DJD.
Thank you very much. Sickle cell disease, we've covered a lot, and I can sickle cell a wholesome p. Na say question be you be 9 tumor from half pastor also ubitimi afre. Na question be a peso busano also so why dey etimi ebusa. Say contribution bi so a opese make here by all means ubitimi afre no make contribution no. Ebia ye sickle cell sufferer. Ebia crisis I will go through, how you maintain this crisis, what you do. Obitimi so afraid na wa share sa ideas no with us. Obi nima obi chere enti yen nyina no yensua bibi free de ene ye de abenimu. Na last question am busa before say 3 minutes na so I bibi amatro for na tomorrow. Kwan be na ye faso you treat sickle cell. Potokasem, Rebecca say, how do you treat sickle cell disease?
People with the sickle cell disease, they will need a specialist care throughout their lives. And there is a number of treatments that are available to help manage problems caused by that condition, which is the sickle cell condition. For example, when we talk about the painful episodes, they can sometimes be prevented by drinking plenty of fluids and staying warm. When you drink plenty of fluids and you stay warm, then it's unlikely that those painful episodes will continue. The pain can often be treated with ordinary painkillers such as paracetamol or ibuprofen, although sometimes treatment with stronger painkillers in hospital may be very, very necessary. And the risk of infection can also be reduced by taking a daily antibiotic and ensuring you are fully vaccinated. That's why, especially in children and adults, we give them this penicillin VK tablets or phenoxymethyl penicillin antibiotic as a preventative measures to prevent the person catching any serious infection. Alternatively, the risk of infection can be reduced by taking daily antibiotics and ensuring that you are fully vaccinated. You are fully vaccinated. There is also a blood transfusion that may be needed if severe anemia develops. So if the person is got anemia, then a blood transfusion is given. As DJD, you rightly said at the beginning that they have to change their blood or give away something and give them a new blood or whatever your explanation was. But that is what really happened. If there is anemia, then a blood transfusion is given. There is also a medicine called hydroxycarbamide or hydroxyurea. they can reduce the symptoms if they are interfering with your child's life. And having regular blood transfusion, usually every 3 to 4 weeks, may be helpful if the problem continue or get worse, or there are signs of damage caused by the condition. Stem cells or bone marrow transplant can potentially cure sickle cell disease, but they are not done very often because of the significant risk. And one of the things I will also mention is that the sickle cell disease is very variable, but most children with it those children will lead a happy and a normal lives. However, it can be a serious condition that can have a significant impact on a person's life. It can lead to problems such as strokes, serious infections, and lung problems, which can occasionally be fatal. But overall, and I want people to bear this one in mind, DJD, overall, the life expectancy for someone with sickle cell disease tend to be shorter than a normal person. But this can vary depending on the exact type of sickle cell disease that they have, how it is treated, and what problems they experience. Currently, people with sickle cell typically live until they are 40 to 60 years. So the average is between 40 to 60 years. Currently, that is the average age. Between 40 to 60 years, someone with the sickle cell disease, they can't live beyond that. Although, I have also heard that some people with the sickle cell disease have lived beyond 60 years. But I'm yet to find out who those people are. But I have been told. And if anyone is listening and they can share their experience as well with us, please feel free, call and let us know. So, one of the things that I also want people to understand, that it is hoped the outlook will continue to improve as newer treatments are developed, and carriers of sickle cell or maybe trait is someone who carry one of the 40 gene that causes the sickle cell disease but doesn't have the condition themselves. It is what we call sickle cell trait. So people who carry sickle cells won't develop sickle cell disease but are at a risk of having a child with the condition if their partner is also a carrier. So you can request for a blood test to check if you have carry sickle cell from your GP or your nearest sickle cell and thalassemia center. And if you have a sickle cell anemia, your clinical team will pass information about you onto the National Congenital Anomaly and Rare Diseases Registration Service. National Congenital Anomaly and Rare Disease Registration Service. They will pass it on. This helps scientists to look for better ways to prevent and treat this condition. And you can opt out and register at any time. When you are on the plane, please ensure that you don't sit still for too long. Aim to take a walk. Take a walk. Please call the Sickle Cell Society as your usual source. It's very important. So if you're a sickle cell sufferer and you are on a plane, don't sit on a one position. You can walk whilst the plane is moving. You can walk, walk around, do some exercises rather than sitting idly. It can really, really cause a problem and trigger some crisis. So that is what I can say for now, DJ D. And let's open up the phone line and let people call in and contribute and educate us. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much. We have bringing the program, well, not bringing the program to an end per se, but we have completed the topic for today. We are going to activate the telephone lines very shortly. If you have any question, by all means, you can call in. Also, if you have experienced this, then also you must call in and share your experience with us and how you have managed your sickle cell condition. If perhaps you were about to marry someone with that condition and the marriage did not go ahead, you can also call us and tell us how you manage it, because to share is to care. Tune in, continue tuning in, taking a quick break. When we come back, we will activate the telephone lines. Thank you. Yes, the telephone line is 0203 002 8482. That is UK number, UK and Northern Ireland. If you want to call us, that is the number to call. I'll repeat the number once again. It's 0203 002 8482. If you are calling from the United States of America and Canada, the number to call is 312-238-9510. I'll repeat the number once again, 312-238-9510. If you want to call us from Italy, the number is 068-938-5813. Spain, the number is 938-023-038. Germany, you can also call us on this number. The number is Spain is 938-023-038. UK and Northern Ireland 0203-002-8482. Okay. We got our first call on the line. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. Hello. Right. Me patcho say o friend na say line aye live kakra maya anamunya to boase amai say internet no aye slow kakra. And you know, offending pana or can't hello, but for whatever reason, my alliance, you know, I say a freezy crabby say. And you know, yes, Rippy, Mumbe with us, was say, you better try your sort to me out. I should be about yes, number near 0203 002 8482. Ubitimi afre aham se say DM say bibia atona kwan so kama ubitimi afre na yetimi answer phone call na afi no what question bia na also idea wetimi ebusa Monica Boati baby I will be a church when she program no na ubi aso intimi enti Fire Live Radio the dey bremo ene anopay. Hello. Okay, Papa Chopi, ubetimi afre number no say o friend na say as we gina so na wonti enka ubetimi hang it up. Aha, okay. Afi na me hu ano. Afi na me hu say the system is every year juma. Afi ubetimi as afre biem number no 0203 002 8482. Enema ekos wa ne doso pantina afamani so kakra enti no mo frɛ yi nyina no mesemu pi mo sa emfrɛ biem enema ne ekos wa ha ne doso Skype na mu Facebook na mu YouTube na mu enti na obi kai na aye ensmp nipa 4 mesema mesemu nyina mo calls na enema ne so slow down wa kakra enti no mu nyina mbetimi idea asai afrebiem number no 0203 002 8482 say opese ofra that is the number also so where the obefre so enti ya twa mo call mbetimi asai afrebiem. Right, okay. Number edidi jumano mesai esisubiem se ofrey na se wonsa entimi ankaye anase yentimi emputu trua ubetimi asai afre number nibiem number no 0203 0203 002 8482 and yaka ensempi about sickle cell yensua bibi kra no yehu say at least it is caused by a faulty gene in the blood in the red blood cell. Yensua hwe kra no wo de yensua yehu say it it is caused by a faulty gene in the red blood cell. And this faulty gene say o mame anase o papa, if you inherit these faulty genes from both parents, then the risk of contacting, and I said the risk of becoming a sickle cell person, a bit higher. And to you who say pastor Snippy, now saying so a better understanding of how our genes are formed, almost they are educating us. I said before you marry in the church, it's important that you get certain text checked, carried out. Okay, and your caller Yanko. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon. Number 1 say.
Number boss lady, now phone lines, no nam should be fair. Nama boma baso ejuma pa mo ye na. Me hu se bibi e koso kama phone lines na mi se na wo fane yi kakra, dem person me phone mu se ma phone se bibi adam kama ntina me phone. Yeah,
that was CP. Now boss lady mu dey here, boss lady for the modo so.
Boss the no so ba ko pair of FireLiveTV.
Aha, to the back. O de ba ko pene so so na ehun se ye wo a. That's right.
From 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. UK time.
That's right. Yes, that was CP. Boss lady back pay and I'm in Kano. Drive time, yes, that was CP. And it's also person fra na afi no. Wama ohun ayeha because a boy 11 pepe no ye de dwumadie na beba na wieye na legal matters no so astati enti be strepi so person ofra. This is the time to call The number once again, yet me assault to our telephone lines and also ubit me afraid. Now it be also a freight through the Facebook. No dear, Mr. Mupi, Minion Ruho. I have a coffee now about the same wa hanamo. A timestry piece of a soul fra. Number no a free number, yen charge you penny. A 0203 002 8482. And no a UK number. Say opese free Donald Trump lander and also so a 312-238-9510 and Italy so a 068-938-5813 and Spain so a 938-023-038 and I can't SMP about sickle cell say unim ubi or what this problem and also these issues. And I said one casano uti no say what's our problem what sickle cell issue you go through crisis. How do you deal with this crisis? Because how you deal with it through that education you may be also be helping someone by talking. Someone will say talking therapy. By talking about it ubi susu ebeti na ubi susu esua bibi idea Ephraim osuso ubeti mi afre okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning to you. Nampacho within the Senate in Akasefree.
If I say from Ajwa, I'm Kasefree Lande.
Sir, Monsieur Fema Joa, Nedian is also Ajwa.
Ajwa Moda.
Hey, what? Ajwa. Ajwa Moda. Now, Ajwa Nudian Casandian is also.
Ajwa Moda, and one of my different.
David. Share Ajuano, Enyedion, a credit.
There be also a friend of Mame Ajwa. Son of Majua.
There's a more than my Majua.
Okay, it's Majua, Edian is also. Because they will be in Enyedion. David. Now, more than at the cemetery, and the family says a family cook father. Enti Ajwa. Enti dia na so Ajwa Jiman, Ajwa J, Ajwa this. Anything say din. Na credit the enyi
Ajwa Ashley.
Ajwa Ashley. Hey,
Ajwa. From frying pan to fire. Ajwa mother, Ajwa Ashley. Odi you trust go. Ajwa Ashley mother, young quay.
Come say question Kakrana. And yet the name Pacho Kai and I be beautiful and person.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Baby one my me I help to prevent a miscarriage because Madame Kubianya miscarriage about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Now, well, no, I disturb Kakra, but the first pregnancy. And you know now, I was not down for the advice and I said on stop it with nurse. The doctor man pregnancy care tablet we saw
pregnant care. Yeah.
Yeah, and to what you want to say, no, now fire now. Of course, when I say, but to call hospital, I must say normal because in the first pregnancy it happens to my people.
Yeah.
And Germany, so the pharmacy say, like, baby or one more bit me take it to prevent next time, you know, said yeah, when you miscarriage, be man, I say. Okay, on taking it normal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, how old is your friend?
Oh, 35.
Okay, 35 years. It depending on how the miscarriage and happen. No, the baby pregnancy. They say
6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks. Okay, not to worry. I mean, all that she need to do is to take the pregnant care. Or can I know her?
Oh, I see.
Okay, let her take even folic acid. Just folic acid. It's fine.
Okay.
Just take folic acid without taking any contributing antibiotics because in your near would contain naturally what it is. So just a normal folic acid. Normal folic acid. 400 milligram, no. on your na the next pregnancy no because obu also so now yeah na ABNA is got something to do with the womb. Oh, but doctors will be able to do more investigation to find out exactly what really causes it. Oh, in Tibia na in Shadanya, it just happened. It just happened. Said you can't go hospital now. Until she need not to be worried at all. The hard you see be ultimate and get pregnant. But bit me to get pregnant. Na say omo feel say it be a womb no cry weaker and no cramp no ultimate chichiro womb no. Go pay me say pregnancy and baby be about 4 or 5 months. And so na be a lazy. But what you must say? But more too much worried at all. More worried at all. Why? Not true. More worried at all.
Tifolic acid once a day and I say
once a day. Once a day.
Once a day. But also go more than vitamin D anyway now. And also normal one.
Just normal folic acid. And here.
Just normal.
Just normal folic acid. Why?
Never true. You never true. That's it.
And Tina, a baby was say 9 months time, no be free, no about be dear dance here. Why? Catch her down for or say 9 months time, and then me Shannon come. So for nation come Ghana, Miss me Shannon come with you so. Said 9 months time, over free say another fire baby is on the way.
Me patch you, me catch it.
Yeah, that's it.
No, patch you. One say almost one train for the next more be a month tries to say one train and the next period in Zambia after was
which is a really good time, and I believe say your friend possibly know the time a danger zone will be to me. I have an intercourse in order the possibility of getting pregnant if she want to have pregnant. I believe say you know. Do you know the time intervals? Unim.
Because can be said danger. In this case, danger. In this case, a welcoming zone. Because that's the time of person conceive. Say pedia and a danger zone. But say pedia a welcoming zone.
The welcoming zone.
That's right.
Do you know the welcoming zone times? Are you aware? Because Macan already is so that.
Just a time a year more likely say obe get pregnant. Say nipano 8 year. And in best pharmacy where they say boom beam.
Okay.
Time the chances are higher.
Okay.
Say nipano ebe pregnant. And then the type of food or this so ebe buana mana charge. Aha, near koyenim.
Okay. On say on pese obenyemwa. Team here. On pese obenyemwa. A week before your period. And a week after your period. And no danger zone. Okay, also me can say. And no time wa onyem. Okay, fan say no time wa onyem.
Say obe conceive no e unlikely. A week before your period and a week after your period. And no dey obetimi akokwan so sa the chances of benyem no e low.
But 2 weeks sir in between sir 14 days 14 days a week after and a week to a week before obey your period so time no na welcoming time obey to me a conceive a patrol the mathematics no me and what I say so what am I say
a simple
very simple
and to onyani period in a week after na ese adwuma start pa eno de suhum sahem aha na chese e ho ne de e wo se sa 14 weeks ne de me fa nya akwadworo ai nanimbre pa eno de ye empire krodu bi na se wa mo ni gidigidi a enu heavy no ewiema tumfo be sa de abafo sa na tie enti enya 1 week ni nya twam de a me fa nya akwadworo aha enti sa 1 week ni nya twampe and the Takashi for 14 days. And you will say, what resource? Aha. The resource is in your pet. Say you will June. Next year, by June, say, Ober Frena, one for the Befrena crib you soon actually. Sanity. Why? And I was CP. I draw mother, dear Ashley.
Ashley.
Hey, Eddie, A1.
Wait. Tesco card.
Ta.
Tesco card.
Yati. I drove out the Ashley Tesco card, Yati. Yeah, that was it. Bye bye for now. Okay, yeah, for our second caller. 310 Patrick Drew. So.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, Patrick Dili say, and I say free.
Patrick, I request sorry.
Could you ask her?
Yes, Tontin Heath.
Okay, sir, from Tontin Heath. Now, no pay what came there.
Pachomat, and Bibia Boko.
Bibia Boko, voice, I say, I feel now that sorry. Could you sorry, uncle?
Nankana, ya for me.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah. I didn't have me, sir. Wabo, my parents, I'm among Ashamoso. Now, I go on my year, I'm on the most money, na for my year. Because Namuye dear, Yankupon Kwa, the bit me, apart from a tough 1 year, because Ram was say, I'm a man for no. I sit down quiet, the mom. The program is very interesting. My idea, proper, the program is dear, me say. Senya say bia and I may take a crana many community nebia about kakra martino. I'm a pa. Neither must Munko in educated amount for because education a bit me up baby. Sickle says the idea a hapa because young community no. I'm sending me PC, they be on it to a for. Be ye, and as of for Nenson in the mo, can ya on me. And yes, for Ninamo, who mobi. And she don't want to say, yeah, we are ban one acting ye plan on the who said, and here pass once in a while says the one call on doctors near you, a cautious share. Namunkoso and educate Tibium. Nakakram the pram be saying, I'm here, and he said. Yen ya bed in say be I gave you be an eye, it's me could GP. I hope could be sana. Say, ya, you beat me, I can say, yeah. Saya, dear, beat me, I part of it.
I mean, baby, when you need to name Ufiti, but it is unlikely, say, beer when you be senka when you it's an old beer or sickle seller. And can right from childhood time where war no, you show the signs. Oh, and I'll be your crisis. But you may be a career. So your career, it doesn't mean so be sickle cell at all. Or be some of the symptoms or be a sickle cell go through. No, it doesn't mean that at all. But you can go and find out whether you are a career or not. But what did they make an say?
Yeah.
You can always go for
GP.
Oh yeah, GP. Just tell your GP you want to do a blood test to check whether you are a sickle cell. They will do it straight away for you. Okay, they will be more than happy to do it because it's one of the things that are very, very essential for everyone to know. It's just like you want to test for HIV. On Beyamas is here a very, very important. We idea because 1 week they will just do it straight away. And they will refer you to see the doctor or go to hospital and get it checked. Ain't any problem at all. A very important that we get to know these things. But the American ultima say, Mr. Eric.
Yeah, Matipa.
Ain't any problem at all.
Madam Masipa.
Yes, why?
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, that was CP Mr. Eric from Tontin Heath. On also so about Busan idea. Where dear, who question be also with me after no Busan in 10 not say your quiet name because Emre Pino say well Busa unhunu a very, very important essay ubebusa because at the end of the day, no, you have nothing to lose, you know, and we so no any bibia obiba be who any oh friend as was here for Amasa Recrana say the quiet name. The Hiane say ubinya information no na watimi utilize information no na watimi idea e de ahwe o how far enti eja sare ososo yeda wasipi. Thank you for your encouragement and na tembia na epushie ema yitimi de eba tembia de ensempa ebremo no nyame enhira mu nyina enchebia de dwumade no be na wie papa bi frame me fa no bet em se asaka tiko so on ejina so ye di obetimi okay nyo no ofrey asa akati enti na ofrey ofana na akati. I don't know where he is at the moment or where he's calling from, but above 11:05 your jumedie no say beba na wie na Mr. Pharmacy so etimi I carry on with na legal matters ne so etimi idea astati. Mr. Richard Opoku baby I will be also so ye chiachao ye hu say also so wa join ye to join ye na chese was sorry Emma and I say was for meeting in also so wa she program no of them na so etimi idea etiebi cause omu tiebia aso for so Emma madwuma eyemero because say omu nim hwe na so be sorry them wa they'll be waiting for God to come and give them a healthy gene. And then so yeah, the boy near the abo so etino etima mosmo adwuma ne yemre timoso mo share program no na ye nyina no through this medium yintimi educate amanfo na omososo no emwa wo mo no mutimi famo omobra na omosum dwo ma mosum bedwomo sana etie yeda obi biara se Mr. Pharmacy your last word na fe dwumade ni mra na wieye na legal matters ne so entimi enye de en start na omso fa legal matters no emre mo.
With you for Yadamasi Piperi, Sir Motier. People are watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, wherever Yadamasi, for listening to the health matters. Now, keep on tuning in because the legal program is also about to start. Now, we've done the very best that we can, and the little testimony from our last caller, your friend is saying, Mr. Eric, was amazing in life. When people acknowledge or appreciate the little that you do for the community, it gives you strength. Say you want to do more, and I hope and pray that I will do the very best that I can to educate the masses. That's what I can do for the community. What can you do? Said the Nelson Mandela Kayano. Edebe na obeye ama society, and ya with me impact into society. It's not about money. No, forget about money. Because money no one found. But the obey ya ye bobo din. Say one hour ye way. Into Yadamwa say for tuning in to Fire Live Radio. We will do our very best. Like I said, maybe we will change the program for Saturday mornings to maybe in the course of the week. And but we will announce it to you. Now, share how best we can to help the community because meaning say so many people have program and because of that, although due to certain circumstances, be at time within the next few months, intimate member every morning on Saturdays. But I'll do my best. Saturday, many time, I will come on board and do what I can. But we will try and fix it within the week and see the best that we can to help the community. Like I said, it's not about money. It's about the people, what we can do for the people. And if people also call in and my idea as to the best time, feel say, ye be a program na, e be a more. Timidamasi, but keep on listening to Fire Live Radio. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Yadamunyi na masi mo free Facebook and YouTube ebeko off for about 10 minutes na asaba back to legal matters next start here because we have to retune the whole thing again and do not think say eko blacker and I say eko offer. And no, we will be back again because we need to reset it for the legal matters. We thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back on Facebook and YouTube within the next 10 minutes. And Monya Crado, now for video now, and Koso Entoa. Yadamasi and the health matters. I de Bremo, we talked about sickle cell. Ubioti Biamin say Yetina Supemu, Yadebebo Bra, Yebesha information, Ama Ubiaso Aso Ati. nyame enhyira mu nyinaa.
My